back to NZown. Now, in 2006, Cobra Khan released their debut mini-album, Sleepless Lions, and now, a couple of years later, they're about to release their full-length album, Algorithms, and today I'm talking to Milon and Sarah from Cobra Khan. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, it must be exciting times for you guys. Album?
Yeah, it's the waiting game at the moment because, you know, we're probably well sick of it by now over the past since it's been finished, and it's been, how long has it been finished? About a couple of months. Yeah. So just waiting for the release date to happen and you know, finding out the feedback and all the rest. So.
And I think it'll be really exciting once we're holding the finished printed article with this CD and you can see the result. So that's when we'll probably be really pumped.
Yeah.
So.
And that's going to be hitting the shelves on Labour Day, which is October 27th?
27th. And we get the pressing back next week. So it's pretty quick fire from then. So yeah.
I've heard that with the addition of Evan as bass player, he's been a bit of a drill sergeant, actually getting you guys together.
Yeah, gym teacher from hell. Because he joined after it finished, after we finished recording it, and yeah, basically he's pretty, his approach to music, his level of optimism and everything is kind of like, you know, having Tony Robbins in the band or something like that. And so he's kind of exuberates confidence and you know, it kind of rubs off on the rest of us, and we feel more motivated to get back in the practice room and
he's
actually
kind of
do
new blood, and because he's so pumped, it kind of adds to the encouragement and kind of gets everyone psyched to be there and have a fun time with it. So it doesn't really feel like work. It's actually
even on Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Yeah, we can still somehow suck some enjoyment out of that experience. So even if it's just watching Evan put his foot up on a speaker and mosh for the whole 2 hours. So.
I guess with all this sort of renewed enthusiasm and you know, some new blood injected into Cobra Khan, you guys will be gearing up for a few live shows over summer?
Yep. We've actually been a little bit late in organising a tour as such. But yeah, we've only got a few shows coming up. The first one is on Halloween. So I'm either going to go as a stormtrooper or as a sultan. I've decided. But yeah, that's on the 31st.
We're also playing with
Antagonist, AD, and House of Capricorn and Murdercord. And after that, we have a show on the 7th of November with Mean Street and Coretta.
Thirsty Dog?
Yep, Thirsty Dog, yeah.
The first one's at the King's Arms.
Details. And yeah, the Halloween show's at the King's Arms, and the other one's at Thirsty Dog, so yeah.
You guys are also booked for the big day out, which is pretty big news. You're shitting your pants about that a bit.
Yeah, mildly. Might go for a few runs before then or something. Get in the right mindset, you know.
There is that everyone seems to have that same feeling, you know, the nervous poo, you know, before having to go on stage at the time. So I guess we might be shitting our pants, or may not.
Hopefully we'll be prepared enough not to shit our pants, at least not in front of thousands of people.
Just don't wear white ones.
No, no white pants.
No white pants.
It's exciting though, like it's really exciting, and I'm really interested to see who the next couple of lineups and the next two announcements, to see who comes up in the next slots, because it's always interesting to see second and third announcement fodder, you know. It might be interesting to kind of reflect on what time we're playing and where, and you know how it's all going to work. So
the rest of the music media has focused quite a lot on Algorithms and how it's much more diverse. There are a lot of influences kind of involved in the making of that album. Sarah, how do you feel about it? Because I've spoken to Milon about this quite a lot.
I think that's probably an accurate description. It is quite diverse, and you probably can hear some quite specific references and periods of musical history, I guess, that are in there, and it's probably mostly reflective of everyone's diverse musical backgrounds, I think, but also a lot of Milon's tastes and how our musical tastes have changed over the course of being together as a group, and I guess pushing back a little bit further and pulling on some of the influences of musical styles that have, you know, are kind of new, and I guess something that we've always appreciated and enjoyed but never really taken into the practice room. So I think it's definitely, I mean, it's a totally different thing than Sleepless Lions, and I can see why people are sort of commenting in that way.
great opportunity for you to shine as well, because the keys do play a really central sort of part in the way that this album sounds, I think.
Yeah, and it's added a different sort of layer and tone, and it kind of has this different clarity to it, using the tones that we sat in Milon's bedroom and played around with on about 4 keyboards. But that's worked really well, and I think it's a really nice counterpoint to what is ultimately quite a heavy sounding album. It's quite, I guess, lilting and softer, and it adds something chimey and weird, and it kind of contrasts off the guitar sound and the bass sound, so I think it's definitely worked really well and given it quite a characteristic sound.
So we're going to check out the first single from the album. Now, this video is very slick. You want to tell us a bit about that before we go to it?
It was Luke McPake did that. He is the old frontman in the band, Hamilton band This Night Creeps, and that's his new calling in life, is doing videos. And normally Andy does our videos, a drummer. But he had a child recently, baby Carmelo, and he got a bit busy. So we took Luke on for this, and I don't know, he spent a couple of nights touring drilling 450 holes and plywood and all sorts, and he really busted his balls to get this happening. And it was cool. It was over a couple of days. I think we did all the stop frame animation stuff, which is quite hard to do, which I discovered at the time. But I was really blown away by it, because the treatment was so simple. And it didn't really know where it was going to go, but ended up like this, and it's completely visual and
really visual and spatial. And he's been really clever with use of really simple materials and really effective lighting. And it's kind of a really clever way to do an album when you've basically got no budget, is to just kind of think laterally and use those kind of creative mindsets, I guess. And the lighting, I think, really kind of made it and gives it a really ambient kind of feel. So it's cool.
Let's check it out. Milon and Sarah from Cobra Khan, thanks so much for joining me today on NZown.
Thank you.
And we're going to check out first single from the album Algorithms. This is Shutter.